Hello everyone and welcome to WGBS TV Live, brought to you by SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. My name is Steve Eunice. In this, our March 20th, 2018 show, we're going to be covering a range of topics, including some of the stuff happening around the Justice League promo videos that have been out there for the Blu-ray combo pack that's available now. We've got Supergirl stuff to talk about, Krypton starting this week. I've seen it. We're going to be talking about comic book stuff and so much more. And we're going to also be turning to you to take your questions and comments on any particular Superman topic you would like to discuss. And to let you know how all that works, let me introduce you to my co-host, the best in the business, the Prince of Podcasts, Michael Bailey. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Steve. Now, if everyone at home is watching this live, you're either doing it via our Facebook page or directly on our website. Seeing as how we're viewing this live across the internet and therefore around the planet Houston, we'd love to hear from Superman fans right across the world. So, to call in and talk to us tonight, you'll need to use Skype. Open up Skype, search for Superman Homepage, and send us a message saying you'd like to chat with us live tonight, and we'll try to get you in on the second half hour of our show. Please do not call in, message us, and we will get you in the order that you message us.
Yes, and don't forget that for those tuning in live via Facebook to watch tonight's show, below the video we invite you to join in on the comments, and you can ask us questions, comment on what we're talking about, and we'll be referring to those as the show goes on. And a huge thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Tina Murray, Patrick O'Neill, Stephen Wright, and Henry Bernstein. Appreciate your support of the Superman homepage. And hello to John, Glenn, Travis, who are already commenting on the comment section on Facebook, and Tina as well, I believe, is in there. So happy to see you all, and glad that you're tuning in right from the beginning of the show. Well, Mike, it's been a busy week with a lot to get through. How's your week been?
Frustrating, as in I have basically not answered all 10 questions as many times as I've answered all 10 questions in the big sci-fi thing. And the problem is that I keep second-guessing myself. So I'll go with an answer that I felt like was the wrong one, and then I'll go with the right one, and it turns out to be the wrong one. So I've not won $1,000 yet.
Okay. I saw Scotty V was on runners-up list and won himself some swag one week. So, Batman Cup. What are you doing, Michael?
Hey, I don't have a Superman Cup and I'm thirsty, so this is how it's going to be.
Yeah, good luck to Scotty. Congratulations to him on coming, I think it was third on one night, and he got some swag, which some of the runners-up do. And I've seen some familiar names in the winners list so far, so... great to see that some of the people that we know of are getting in there and winning some prizes.
Yeah, they're, like I said last week, they're really cool prizes. You get a copy of the Many Worlds of Krypton trade paperback, a Kryptonian sigil power bank, like one of those portable things that you charge your phone with, and a T-shirt.
Cool, very good. Well, let's move on to the topics that we need to get through tonight. It's been a very busy week, and we hopefully will get through most of these things that we have to talk about. We'd like to start with movie news, and an interesting one came across our desks this week, and that was a bit of deleted footage, unseen footage from the Justice League movie. 7 seconds of it. Wow.
Come on, Is this more of the conspiracy fodder of the Snyder Cut, or did they just release 7 seconds and it's just like, here you go, good luck?
Well, what it was the visual effects artist Ariel Suro, whose work on the film included removing Henry's facial hair from reshoot scenes. He posted through Reddit this 7 seconds of footage. It just shows Superman landing beside Batman. He says something to him, but it's a soundless video clip. There's no audio to it. So let's have a quick look at that 7 seconds. We might show it a couple of times since it shows so short, but here is that little video.
I I don't like I don't like the way your brownie bits taste in your ice cream. That's what he's saying.
That's the little bit of video that we got from the unseen, edited, deleted footage for the Justice League movie. Not much there, but look, anyone will grab onto whatever they can hold onto. But there were some videos that were released for the promotion of the release of the Justice League movie on Blu-ray and DVD, and the first of those was about Superman, and let's have a quick look at that right now.
I knew you didn't bring me back because you like me.
I don't. Not.
That released on the Twitter feed for the Justice League movie, both pretty cool, and I imagine most people out there who are fans of this film now have the Blu-ray in one format or another, or the DVD in their collection. Did you happen to purchase it yet, Mike?
Yes, I did, and I did something for the first time with buying these, because I'm always tardy to the party. I not only bought the Blu-ray, but I downloaded the digital copy that comes with the Blu-ray, and I've actually been watching the movie on my lunch breaks at work. So I'm seeing the film a half hour at a time, but really on the second watch, I'm enjoying it a lot. It's kind of nice because when we were in the theater, there seemed to be something off with the sound, but with my headphones, I'm really hearing the score, I'm really hearing all the dialogue. And the film has flaws, but I'm still enjoying it.
Cool. Yeah, I didn't sit down and watch the movie again yet. I decided that I'd like to look through the bonus material, the special features that comes on the Blu-ray combo pack, and I posted my review of those different bonus material items that are on the DVD package. While it's nice, the deleted scenes are nice. It's good to see those. We've seen them online now with the discussion between Superman and Alfred, and also the retrieval of the Superman costume. I was more like, most of it's pretty cool. It's always great to see these behind the scenes featurettes and stuff like that. But the one that I liked the most was the scene studies, where they show you certain scenes from the movie, then they show you how it was made, and behind the scenes, the green screen stuff, the stunt stuff, and the best one of those was the Heroes Park sequence, where Superman is fighting the other heroes after having just come back from the dead, and the whole thing about Flash trying to sneak up behind him, and watching them actually film that with green screens and different green items that they have to punch, and how they position it all together, which parts of it are actually the actors themselves, and which parts of that to connect it are digital reproductions. It's a really interesting look behind the curtain, if you like.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going through the featurettes, I guess. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I guess as bonus material, do they call them featurettes anymore? I'm so behind the times on these things. But no, I think it would have been. I think more deleted scenes would have been nice, mm-hmm. but I always think more deleted scenes would be nice. Do you think we're gonna at some point get an extended cut of this, or do you think the Warner Brothers has just basically said, we're good, this is all we're gonna do?
I don't see. Look, people are out there talking about the Snyder cut. Do your dogs need to have a drink as well? Sounds like he's got a croaky throat there.
Yeah. No, it's my dogs, not me, thankfully.
Look, this whole thing about the Snyder Cut being out there, look, there are obviously deleted scenes that weren't put into the movie, whether that's because of Joss Whedon or whether it's because it needed to come under that 2-hour time slot that Warner Brothers set aside as being the ideal time frame for the movie. I just don't believe that there is a Snyder Cut out there. I don't believe that enough of the effects had been finished, enough of the editing had been done, enough of the music score had been done to put together whatever Snyder had decided to or had planned to do before leaving it up to Joss. I don't think there is a Snyder Cut out there. There may be an extended cut out there, but I don't know whether we'll see it maybe before, say, another year or so, if they decided to go with, hey, look what's come out. Never say never, because we got the Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut many years later, and obviously that was incomplete. That shows you that, yes, there was a Donner cut of the film, but they had to use other things and create different things to slot in there because it wasn't complete. I have the feeling that Snyder's cut, if there is such a thing, is a very similar beast in that there are incomplete sections of it that you couldn't just release as a polished product. They may at some stage release an extended cut. Whether it's a polished cut, we don't know, but I imagine that Warner Brothers are holding it in their back pocket, waiting to make more money somewhere down the track.
Yeah, and if you're going to release it, like, they like to release things right before a new movie comes out, so maybe you put out the extended cut before the second Wonder Woman film. It's kind of like a promotion for the Wonder Woman film.
Yeah.
It's like, here's more Diana as you're about to go to the theater to see the new movie.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess it's always possible. These things can happen. We'll have to just wait and see if there is anything like that out there. Glenn in the chat room, in the comments, is talking about he would like to see the script of Snyder's treatment for the film. I'd like to see that too. I think we've seen scripts for all the other movies that have come out and some that haven't come out over the years. So it would be great to see a script of the Justice League movie the way it was written originally. Even a novelization, if you like. We did that with Man of Steel, where we got to learn a lot more about the movie and what the kind of things that he intended and scenes that weren't actually filmed because the novelization was written before the final cut of the film made it to theaters.
Yeah, I bought that years ago and I still haven't read it. I love those novelizations because back in the day that was your deleted scenes. That was your way of kind of fleshing out the story, and there's sometimes spoilers because they released the novel of Empire Strikes Back right before the movie came out, and Darth Vader being Luke's dad was in there, so
there you go. And Helmuth in the comments is asking, is Snyder involved in subsequent DC movies? I don't think that he is at the moment. Never say never. I know that he's moved on and doing another film that he's working on at the moment. It's totally separate and outside of the DC universe. I know that Wonder Woman 2 is coming out, as he said. He's not involved in that. Maybe he's a producer. Him and his wife are producers on that, but he's not directing anything DC cinematic at the moment that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I think they're moving on with different directors, and with everything going on with Warner Brothers right now, with the rumors of a possible sale and splitting things up, I don't know how much they're going to put into their cinematic universe at this point if everything's in flux.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's move on to the TV side of things, and Supergirl is fast returning to our screens, not before too long. And we actually got an extended trailer for the upcoming episode, which is episode 14 of Season 3, the return of new Supergirl episode. It's called Shot Through the Heart, Shot being Winslow Shot's surname, obviously taking inspiration from the John Bon Jovi song, Shot Through the Heart. But let's have a look at that trailer right now for the upcoming new episode of Supergirl.
Would anyone care to speak for the deceased? You saw what your father did at his own funeral. You're in danger. He told me that if I went near you ever, he would kill you.
What is that?
Flying monkeys?
No, it's a bomb.
That's a dangerous toy.
From Monkey Fun and other episodes of Superman the Animated Series, if I'm not mistaken. Flying monkeys.
I thought Monkey Fun was the Titano episode.
Yeah, it might be. I think it was. I think there's just something in there that looks similar to some of the story elements from Superman the Animated Series. But look, wherever they take their inspiration from, this one looks interesting. It's obviously sees the introduction of Wynn's mother, and obviously the Toyman element of the Supergirl story being played out further in new episodes of Supergirl, which returns this one Monday, April 16th. So just less than a month before the return of Supergirl in next month.
Yeah, and as soon as I read that episode title, I started hearing Bon Jovi in the background.
So there you have it. We wait for Supergirl to return April 16th. But while we're waiting for Supergirl to return, we do know that the show has been nominated for three Saturn Awards. The 44th annual Saturn Awards are taking place in June, and Supergirl has been nominated for Best Superhero Television Series. It's been Melissa Benoist has been nominated for Best Actress in a Television Series, and Odette Annable has been nominated for Best Supporting Actress on a television series, and we wish them all the best in those nominations.
Yeah, I like that they keep getting nominated for these awards. I think it's just, validation, and every time I hear Best Superhero Series, it reminds me that there's enough superhero shows on the air right now to warrant a best one. So
yeah, Arrow, Black Lightning, The Flash, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Gotham, and Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are also nominated in that category, so good luck to Supergirl up against some stiff competition. Before we move on to other TV news, I forgot, it kind of broke today and I haven't had a chance to include it in our topics, Michael, was the fact that we had an image of DJ Catrona as Superman from the never-made Justice League Mortal film that was supposed to be directed by George Miller, and it got canned. There was a strike. There was other things that got in the way of this film ever being made. But we do have this image of him in the Superman costume that was supposed to be used for that film. Wow, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, I am not a fan of this. It's almost like the first Rebirth costume. I really don't like the blue boots. I don't like just the yellow belt, and I'm not really all that happy with the way the cape and the S are meeting. This is like it's like Rebirth meets the Supergirl Superman costume.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe it would have looked good in live action, but those blue boots, I didn't like the blue boots at the beginning of Rebirth, and I don't like it here. Yeah,
there's so much wrong with this. I mean, it's not bad, but it's, if people were messing around, not messing around, people were, taking pot shots at the Superman Returns costume and Man of Steel costume. God help us if this one ever actually went ahead, because there's so many things that are just, I'm going to say non-traditional, but it looks like a bad cosplay costume.
Yeah, and I mean, it's, well, I was about to make a joke that actually cosplay costumes would look better than this in some cases, but it's just a weird design. I mean, I know that they were going for like a different approach to the Justice League, but this is just a weird deviation, and this wasn't at a point where DC was really, wanting to take away the briefs. And Blue Boots, it looks like he's wearing footy pajamas.
Exactly, which is what Mark in the comments has said, exactly those words. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. So that's the image that came across our screens today from the never-made Justice League Mortal film. I think we dodged a bullet there once again. All right, getting back to the TV side of things, Krypton, the new series on Sci-Fi, which starts, this Wednesday, so like tomorrow night for you guys, is about to happen. They've been promoting it left, right and centre with all these great videos and promos and things like that. I have seen the pilot episode. I can't tell you how, but I did a review up on the Superman homepage about the pilot episode. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly thought it was an entertaining pilot. It introduced so many different elements to the story, used so much symbolism, some music in there that you're going to be happy about hearing. I don't want to give too many spoilers away. I want you to enjoy it for yourself. But all in all, it kept me entertained and felt like a sci-fi drama that had a lot of good Superman elements to it, just to keep Superman fans happy, but enough there that non-Superman fans or people who are coming to it from a sci-fi perspective will enjoy as well.
It was amazing. I really liked it.
Cool. How did you get to see it?
Not at liberty to divulge that information.
There you have it. So, so you've seen it, Michael. What did you think of it?
I thought it was an excellent start to the show. I think you can see where the old concept for the show and the new concept of the show kind of mixed. I really liked the guy playing Segel. I liked all the cast, actually. They're a bunch of fresh faces for me. And you are right about the music. And when the show comes out, we get to talk about it a little more next week. Yeah. There's some structural things that I really liked about it. So I heartily endorse this show. The marketing has been on point for months now. They are really making me care about Krypton in a way I didn't before. And I love that we're seeing more of Krypton than like 3 rooms.
Yeah, and the sets are spectacular, and a lot of them are actually built sets. They're not green screen. And so you feel like you're really there. It feels real. There's a lot of sci-fi shows where there's a lot of green screen and the special effects, obviously on a TV budget, really stand out as being CGI. But here, because the sets are actually structurally built, you don't get that sense of it being a cheap TV knockoff of a movie type thing. It feels cinematic in its quality. And they're all fresh-faced actors. I don't know any of them from anything previous. Nobody kind of stands out to me going, oh, that was what's his name from that show. So they all become the characters that they're playing. And Seg is a very likable, roguish kind of young man.
Yeah, you really kind of feel for him and what he's going through. And I talked to a guy who actually got to go to the set, and he said he was shocked at how you could just go up and tap on certain things that normally would be CGI. But they, like I always got the feeling that in the Supergirl series, that the whole fortress, except for a couple of the consoles and such, were CGI. Like the big statue of Jor-El and Laura were CGI, where you don't get the sense of that here. There's a bar that some of the action takes place in. It doesn't feel like a bunch of green screen. It feels like a real set. Yeah.
So we'll wait to see everybody else's opinions once the show airs tomorrow night there for you guys. It's the 26th here for Australian fans. And yes, the show has been picked up by Sci-Fi here in Australia, so that's great news. There tomorrow night, Australian fans, Thursday night, for those listening from Australia, there is that special that was played on Sci-Fi about the Krypton TV series and the Superman world and how it all builds up together. So if you're interested in that, and then the following Thursday, the pilot episode airs here in Australia. So read my review up on the website now, the Krypton pilot episode, and they did release a great little video about the symbolism of the Superman S-shield. Let's play that for you right now. Great little promo video of the Superman symbol in all different versions and different. There's Michael with his keyring.
This is the keychain from that commercial.
Oh wow!
I am almost 100% sure that this is it. I picked this up at a drugstore, but it's the same shape and the kind of metal and all that. So yeah, I actually have a. This is where video actually comes in handy. This right here has been on my keychain since 1996. I bought it at a Warner Bros. Store. So for like 20 years, this thing has been on my keychain. So that's why I haven't replaced it, because it's just survived the entire time.
There you go. I thought you were going to turn around and show us this S symbol carved into the hair in the back of your head.
I'm working on that. Maybe at some point I'll get a tattoo as well.
Yeah, well, I've been told that I need to get a tattoo as well by many people, but we shall push on.
Guts to do it now, so
just not the guts.
I mean, they may take. They're going to take your arms away eventually. I hear you guys got some strict gun control laws in that country.
That's right. All right. So that's the Krypton TV series starting tomorrow night, Wednesday night in the US. For fans who are interested, I heartily recommend it. Give it a chance. The pilot episode is well worth a watch. I think you will thoroughly enjoy it. All right. The other kind of TV news that we have that came out this week was Justice League Action. While we're waiting, we haven't got any official word on whether there's a new season coming or new episodes coming on Cartoon Network. Warner Home Video have announced the release of the second DVD collection for Justice League Action. It's called Justice League Action Season 1, Part 2, Battles from Beyond. It's on DVD for a release on May 22nd, and I have the cover for you right there. And it has another 26 episodes, and it continues on from where Season 1 Part 1 DVD left off, so both are available right now. You can head to the Superman homepage and pick them both up if you're interested. It's a 2-disc DVD set, out May 22nd.
I live in a world where Booster Gold is a cover feature on a DVD. I love this. You get the sense that Cartoon Network develops these series, and then if it's not Teen Titans Go, just kind of forgets about them.
Yeah. They seem to kind of die on the vine, so to speak. I know Jason J. Lewis, who is the voice of Superman and was a guest on our Radio KL live program that we'd previously done, replied to my request for any details about whether or not this Justice League Action was returning to Cartoon Network. He said nothing official yet. We're hoping to hear something official soon. And to answer Helmuth's question, is Justice League Action a good show? Yeah, I enjoy it. It's for a younger audience. It's not necessarily more as adult as, say, Superman the Animated Series or the Justice League series, but it is fun. You get quite a bit of story in that 11-minute episode that you get in each episode, but they're a lot of fun. Some great casting. There's a lot of the original cast members that you'll know from Batman and Wonder Woman and others. But Superman is voiced by Jason J. Lewis, who does a great job of portraying Superman and is a big fan of the character.
Yeah, and it has a lot of Easter eggs, and there is an episode that makes fun of Batman fighting Superman that is just, I think that was worth the entire season.
Yeah, no, it's well worth a look, and it doesn't take a lot of your time because they're only, like I said, 11-minute episodes, so you don't, you can quickly make up your mind. There's a lot of Superman-centric ones as well, a lot of episodes that are dedicated solely to Superman, and he's portrayed in a great light, so I think it's well worth a look. And there's a 20-minute video on the YouTube channel for DC Kids that has the best of Superman from Justice League Action. And so if you want to get all the best little bits of Superman from the episodes, then check out the video which we've posted up on the Superman homepage, showing 20 minutes of the best of Superman in action from Justice League Action. So well worth a check on that. Alright, well, let's take a quick break, play some messages, and then come back on the flip side to talk about comic books. We've got a lot to get through on the comic book side of things, so we'll be back with more after that. But don't forget, this is a good time now to try to message Superman homepage on Skype. So go through Skype. If you want to be a caller and be in the second half hour of tonight's program, then message us through Skype. Search for Superman homepage, send a message saying you'd like to be a caller, and Michael will be the one that will be replying to you, and then if we have time we'll try to get you on in the second half hour. As we go to a break right now, playing some messages, and we'll be back with comic book stuff right after this.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode, so stand by.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
Faster than a bursting bubble, cleaner than a whistle. It's me, the Soaky Kid, with 2 brand new Soaky Fun Bath characters, Superman and Tennessee Tuxedo.
Tennessee, penguins can't fly.
I happen to be skydiving.
Without a parachute?
I knew I forgot something. Thanks, Superman. Look, 2 brand new Soaky toys.
Great stars, it's me, Superman.
And me, Tennessee Tuxedo. Time to wash up.
Up, up, and away!
Soaky soaks you clean in
oceans full of fun.
Scrubbly, bubbly, flibbity, flobbity.
Clean before you're done.
Soaky soaks you clean, and every girl and boy gets a toy. When it's empty, it's a toy.
This picture of the Soaky Kid proves we're real Soaky toys.
Bath time is fun with the new Soaky Superman and Tennessee Tuxedo. More fun than...
More fun than, I don't know what the Soaky toy kid little boy was saying at the end there, got cut off, but I'm not old enough to have a Soaky toy Superman bottle that's now a toy because it's empty.
I'm just kind of freaked out about the fact that Tennessee Tuxedo and Superman were in a commercial together. I watched Tennessee Tuxedo cartoons when I was a kid, and I never thought that that was a team up I would see. And it's all about a kid's bubble bath. I mean, I'm surprised Dan McCullough wasn't part of that commercial.
Yeah, with the Pep cereal buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's move on to the comic book side of things, as I said we would. And this past week saw the release of Action Comics 999, which was a continuation of the... Where is the comic book cover? Action Comics 9... Oh, I thought I had it there. Action Comics 999, which is the continuation of the story that was... I'm just trying to find the cover quickly here so I can throw it up for everyone to see. There it is right there. Now, this comic book continues the story of General Lane's relationship with Lois. He's come back into her life. He's met his grandson for the first time, Jonathan, and there's a lot of flashbacks there of Superman thinking about the cyborg Superman, and flashbacks to his story, and then brings him out of the Phantom Zone to try to, because he thinks that this Phantom Zone is really an unhealthy place for, you can't really rehabilitate anyone in the Phantom Zone. He doesn't believe it's the greatest idea for storing criminals. He knows that his dad discovered it and thought that would be a great prison for people, but Superman, he feels like it's not humane, and goes about bringing the cyborg Superman out of the Phantom Zone into a different environment where he's hopeful that things may turn around for him. And while things don't go great between Sam Lane and his daughter, the arrival of Clark Kent in time for the family dinner kind of sets things on a different path. It was quite a good issue. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was very impressed with it. It definitely felt like the end of a run, and I think there's something rather poignant about Dan Jurgens rehabilitating or trying to rehabilitate the cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
That he doesn't feel responsible for him, and he doesn't excuse his actions, but at the same time, he realizes that the Phantom Zone is probably, just left of torture at this point.
Yeah.
So now one could argue that giving him his heart's desire and putting him in a perpetual dream state might not be the best unless there's like a follow-up where, basically he gets to do that until he's weaned off of it and then can become kind of a productive member of society, maybe. I don't know how somebody who obliterates a city can ever really come back from that, but it was a nice last issue for Dan's run outside of the special that we'll be getting, and I really enjoyed it. I felt a lot for it.
Yeah, it was a great issue, and the comic books out this week are interesting. There's quite a few of them. We'll just go through those covers right now. We've got Superman number 43 out. There's the variant on the right and the standard cover on the left, and it continues the whole Bizarro-verse and Boy Zorro story. So that one's out this week, as is Super Sons number 14, which sees Talia al Ghul coming for her son Damien, continuation of that story that we saw in Super Sons number 13 last month. And then we also have Justice League number 41 out this week, The Wrath of the Red Lion. Very interesting variant cover there with the Africa map and the characters within that image there. And then we also have the print edition of Injustice 2 number 22, digital edition Injustice 2 number 50, chapter 50, and then there's a deluxe hardcover of the Dan Jurgens Mr. Oz story, that the Oz Effect deluxe edition, which comes out this Wednesday as well.
Yeah, I am not reading as many books as I used to. Just hearing that list is just like, wow, that's a lot of money I won't be spending this week. Though I do eventually want to get the collected edition of the Mr. Oz storyline, just because I like having those. But yeah, lots of cool stuff.
And we also saw some more variant covers for Action Comics 1000 released this week. Let's have a look at the first of those, which is from Dan Jurgens. And that is this one here. I think it's a wraparound cover by the look of it. Jurgens drawing Superman from different eras in different iterations of the costume. There's different storylines that are covered in that, including the death of Superman with the cape in the background, the fortresses there, the explosion of Krypton, the rocket coming, Superman in like a Golden Age costume, Silver Age, modern age. You've got the Black Recovery costume. What else do we have there? The New 52, and then obviously into the modern, current Rebirth era. So a lot of great imagery there, and another great, cool cover from Dan Jurgens.
Yeah, that's a really good Byrne Superman. In the face. He really captured that jawline that Byrne gave him. It's funny. It's just like the more of these covers that they release, the more I just want to sit in the corner and weep that I'm not going to be able to get all of these things.
Yeah.
Just because it's just so much money at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And the other one is from Francesco Mattina, which is exclusive, I believe, to who is it to? Sorry, firstly the Dan Jurgens one. It was exclusive to Dynamic Forces, and so you can get it through their website. And this Francesca Mattina one is exclusive to Spartoria Comics, which has the cover available to order via their eBay account. So that one has the angry red eyes of anger, and the giant robot that Superman is standing on top of could be a version of Metallo, because we have seen in different versions where Metallo could, be skyscraper tall, but it's a giant robot of some kind or another where Superman has defeated that robot and he's standing atop its head.
Is it Metallo or Brainiac? Because you got the two lobes in the front that could be kind of like he's bringing down a Brainiac scout of some kinds. But yes, you do. And Henry in the Flash, I call it the Flash chat because I'm still stuck in Blog Talk Radio land. He also called it the angry red eyes of anger, which makes me smile. Yeah, again, how many of these? I'm sure a person is going to buy all of them. They just have deeper pockets than I do. Yeah, indeed. I don't know how you could try to get them all, but there it is. It's available through Spartoria Comics, as I said, on eBay. So they're the two variant covers that I saw this week, so look out for those if you're interested. And moving along, what do we have next? We have the solicitations came out this past week, and we have some of those for June solicitations. The big news kind of story that came out of that was about the relaunch of the Justice League title, and that was a big announcement. I'm just trying to find the details for that one there. Official Justice League comic book relaunch details. So we have Jim Chung and Jorge Jimenez joining writer, they're the artists, joining acclaimed writer Scott Snyder for a relaunch or launching of the Justice League comic book in June. So June 6th is Justice League number 1, which will followed by Justice League 2 out on June 20th. But these follow the events of the DC Nation Zero issue, which comes out May 2nd, and also the Justice League No Justice saga, which is on sale weekly from May 9th through to May 30th. And it looks like a very interesting story, and good to see Martian Manhunter back in the fold. Yeah, that's the one thing. I mean, I won't be picking the book up, but that was the one thing about the solicitation that kind of got me, was that finally they're bringing the Martian Manhunter back. I realize to a certain extent that there are eras of the Justice League that were extremely popular that he wasn't part of the book, and that era was pretty much the 70s up to like 1984. But after that, he was a huge part of it, and they just dropped him at the beginning of the New 52 in favor of Cyborg, and I'm not really saying that's a terrible thing to do, but having John as part of the team just makes me happy. I mean, the animated series was successful. He's a big part of the Supergirl show, so, why not get him back onto the Justice League? Yeah, exactly. So that was part of the solicitations information that came out this week. And then the solicitations themselves for Superman comic books saw the Man of Steel miniseries details,
And Henry Bernstein in the comments is asking us to please ask fans to relax and calm down on their reactions about some of the information that was released. I saw some comments by yourself on Facebook that some of the stuff just kind of irked you a little bit.
Well, it's not that it irked me. What I saw the solicitations, and my first reaction was, "Oh, that sounds different." And then I thought, "Oh my God, people are going to lose their freaking minds over this thing," because that's what we do. And so I was just like wanting to kind of put out there from my own perspective, I'm just going to wait for the book and I'm going to read it and see how it was. What it reminds me of is back when I was in junior high and high school, and I'd get the next issue blurb and it would say something crazy, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, how can they do that? I must read this book."
Yeah.
So, Henry points out that they're going to do things in the solicitations because that's what they do.
Yeah.
And they want you to get to read it. What if the shocking revelation of Lois and John is that he hid them? I mean, that's kind of a boring thing to put in a solicitation, but it really seems like they're wanting to pull out all the stops for this, and I'm just willing to give Bendis the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, we give it a try. Like you said, it's not the first time where the solicitations could mislead us or hide some of the story, because look, the solicitations are trying to entice you to read the book. They're not there to give you the story of the book. So there could be some misleading things in there, or some some descriptions that aren't exactly true to the story, because it's just kind of giving you a teaser. It's not telling you what the story is. So don't judge the books on the solicitations. If anything, I think a lot of the time solicitations can do a disservice to you as a fan, because you go in with a preconceived idea of what you think the story is, and then you read it and it's something different. It might not be bad, it might not be good, but it's different to what you expected because of the solicitations, and therefore you start getting upset. So yeah, give it a chance, wait to read it, make up your mind for yourself once you have read it. If you're not a comic book reader and you're not interested, then that's your entitlement. You don't have to read these things, but to be able to give an informed opinion, then you have to be able to be informed, and that means by reading the book for yourself. So the 6 issues of the Man of Steel miniseries are in those solicitations, as was the Super Sons Dynamite Special #1, which was the cover was also there for you to see. I think we've spoken about that previously, but a very lengthy description there in the solicitations, which this issue will be out on May 30th. So not June.
Yeah,
not July.
I love all these Hanna-Barbera DC mashups. The idea that they're going to do a Hong Kong Phooey Black Lightning special, it's like there is nothing about that is bad. And Jabberjaw and Aquaman, I mean, it just makes me laugh. It really does.
Now, there wasn't much else beyond that in the solicitations. Like, you got the Justice League 1 and 2, which are listed there for that launch. You've got the 6 issues of Man of Steel, the miniseries. You've got the Super Sons Dynamite special. Then you've just got a couple of digital issues of Injustice. Then there's New Superman and the Justice League of China #24. That's continuing. No Supergirl, no Superwoman, as we know, obviously. No Super Sons, as we know. The only other one that was Superman connected was Red Hood and the Outlaws, because of Bizarro's involvement, and Lex Luthor is mentioned in that solicitation as well. So I'm guessing, with so few books listed in June as far as diversity is concerned, that we may get more announcements about relaunches of other titles once the reintroduction of this new universe, or this new version, or this new timeline, or whatever you want to call it, is played out through the Man of Steel miniseries. That we may get a new Supergirl book, we may get a new Super Sons. We know the Super Sons is going off into graphic novels, but there may be an expansion of other titles from the Superman family beyond just Superman, Action Comics, and New Superman.
And there was a trade in there that made me go, huh? I kind of knew it was coming. It was under a different name, but they apparently are going to try to reprint the entire Superman Blue saga with the Electric Blue suit. So it's bigger. They had put out a trade paperback back in the 90s called Superman Transformed, which was basically the 4 issues leading up to the issue 123 and then 123. This is apparently going beyond that, so I think they're actually trying to get that whole thing in there, which means, Steve, we may get a Millennium Giants trade paperback, which I believe is like the 3rd seal breaking in terms of the apocalypse.
Right.
I'm not really familiar with the whole Book of Revelations, but I think it's in there. And then they broke the 3rd seal, and the Millennium Giants got released in a trade.
There you go. It's the end of the world. So that's the solicitations. Check them out on the Superman homepage. Some interesting things, like I said, a lot of trade paperbacks and hardcovers and other collected issues are listed in there. And on the other side of comic book news, we got a big announcement that the Library of Congress will celebrate the 1000th issue of Action Comics, a commemoration of 80 years of Superman, with a live interview featuring DC legends on Thursday, March 29. We've got former publisher and president of DC Comics, Paul Levitz, joined by Dan Jurgens. We've got they're going to be together for a conversation about the history of superhero comics, the writers and artists who create the comics, and the legacy of DC's iconic Superman character. The events will coincide with AwesomeCon, which will be held in Washington, D.C. beginning March 30th. Pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's one of those. I used to live pretty close to D.C., so I mean, if I was going to travel, that's kind of something I would like to go and see. I mean, that's just kind of cool.
Yeah, the event will take place at 7 p.m. on Thursday, March 29th in the Coolidge Auditorium on the ground floor of the library's Thomas Jefferson Building in Washington, D.C. It's a free event, but tickets are required, and you need to go to event ticketing site, which is eventbrite.com, and look for the Library of Congress and DC Entertainment celebrate 80 years of Superman on that Eventbrite website. Free tickets, but you need the tickets to be able to get into this free event, and I believe they will be live streaming it on the Library of Congress YouTube channel, and for all of us who can't get there to Washington DC on Thursday, March 29th.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Yeah. All right, we're nearing the end of our episode. We still have time for more topics. And speaking about conventions, WonderCon 2018 is taking place soon, and DC Comics is bringing a slew of scheduled panels and things to WonderCon, which will take place across March 23rd and 25th, so the end of this week. And obviously the 80 years of Superman will be celebrated there with a Action Comics 1000 panel, which will be held by as a live broadcast as well on the DC All Access YouTube channel. And this is something that you won't want to miss. I guess it's Friday, March 23rd is the Action Comics celebrating 80 years of Superman panel, 5:30 p.m. that starts. And there's also other panels: DC Publishers, DC Universe, DC Superhero Girls, DC Art Academy, and a Mad panel. And you can follow all that for free using the DC All Access mobile app, which is available on the App Store and Google Play Store.
Yeah, insert typical comment about wanting to have unlimited funds to go to all these conventions.
Yeah, you and me both. And a private jet to get around in.
Exactly.
All right, so beyond that, there is a massive auction taking place for the original comic books for both Superman and Batman. Action Comics #1 and Detective Comics #27 are being auctioned off in a head-to-head battle on ComicConnect.com. This online auction will be taking place. I'm just trying to read the information here. It says It's kicked off Monday, March 19th, so it's already started, and ends Friday, March 23rd. Bidding will take place nightly during 5 sessions that run from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m., so 7 p.m. to midnight, Eastern Daylight Time, at comicconnect.com, and they're presenting the 2 comics available as a side-by-side battle, if you like, of the 2 comic books, and that is from Comic Connect, and they've put up this little kind of buyer's premium guide with the 2 covers there for you to look at. I imagine that they will probably break records.
More than likely. This is the kind of Superman versus Batman that I don't mind. I am kind of curious which one is going to go for more at this point, since Superman's now kind of back in public favor. Maybe his back issues will go a little higher, but, you know, Detective Comics has just been kind of 27 has just been kind of going up the price chart, basically. So, but no, yeah, I won't be bidding.
No.
Because I think once it gets past $20, I'm pretty much tapped out, but good luck.
Yeah, the Superman, the Action Comics #1 comic book is graded 5.0. The Detective Comics 27 is 6.0, but they're both unrestored, which means they haven't been retouched or repaired in any way, which makes them more desirable in some collectors' eyes. And, they're rare copies. Their higher grade copies of Action Comics have sold for over $1 million, as have copies of Detective Comics number 27. So they've both gone over the $1 million threshold before. These are lower grade versions of those comics, so they may not reach that high, but nevertheless they will go for a hefty dollar amount.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, definitely.
And also from Eagle Moss this week, we found out and had the announcement that they are releasing their DC All-Star collection. And I'll just grab up the image for you right now of these statues. We've got the... Oops, that's... Well, I was going to go... Actually, no, let's go to that because that's more important. We've got running out of time. The Superman Celebration. 2018 Superman Celebration taking place across June 7th to June 11th. They've announced 5 special guests, and they include John Haymes Newton, who played Superboy in the TV series. We've got the first season of the TV series, so he'll be there. We've had him as a special guest on our show before. He's a great guy and a great guest. We also have Aaron Smolinski, who played Baby Superman in Superman the movie. He also starred as a cameo in Superman 3 and Man of Steel as a soldier, and he's also a great guy. I think we had him on our show too, haven't we, Michael?
I believe we have. Yeah, we did, because I asked him the funny question and he laughed.
Yes. And we've also had this gentleman on our show before, Jeff East. Let's hope he's sober when he arrives in Superman Celebration in Metropolis, Illinois. He played the young Clark Kent in Superman the movie. And we haven't had... Have we had Jack O'Halloran? I think we did, yes.
Yeah, we had Jack O'Halloran. Yeah, we did.
All these guests have been on our show.
Yeah, he told us the story about him almost punching Chris Reeve in the face.
That's right.
And then TMZ broke it like 5 years later, and we were ahead of the curve. But
there you go.
It's an all-star radio KAL reunion going on at the 40th annual Superman Celebration.
Yeah, and also Ilya Salkind. I believe we've spoken to him too.
Have we?
Maybe not on
that
this
one I'm not sure of.
Maybe not on this show, but I do know I've interviewed him and spoken to him.
Yeah.
Barry Fryman, I remember, may he rest in peace, interviewed Ilya for the Superman homepage. So a big flavour of Superman and Superboy, obviously, but Superman the movie at the 40th anniversary of the film at this year's celebration. It's also the 40th anniversary of the Superman celebration taking place in Metropolis, Illinois this year. And we have some big news about the Superman homepage's involvement of the Superman celebration coming up soon, so hang out for that. But as far as tonight's episode of WGBS TV is concerned, that is it. We're done. We're dusted. It's been a jam-packed show. We've gotten through so much stuff. It is a massive week of stories that we had to break for you here, so we're happy that you've been able to catch up on everything. So a huge thank you to everyone for listening in. We want to thank everyone who was in the comments section, participating in the discussions going on there. And a big thank you to my co-host, Michael Bailey. Thanks, Mike.
Pleasure as always, Steve.
And a huge thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Tina Murray, Patrick O'Neill, Stephen Wright, and Henry Bernstein. Now, if you want to sponsor our show, please head to patreon.com/Superman homepage, where you too can be a sponsor for as little as $3, less than a coffee. So get involved, help us out. The complete 1 hour video of tonight's show will remain available on our website and our Facebook page if you'd like to watch back part of the whole video, or perhaps you missed part of it, you want to tune in and see what you missed out on. But we'll be back next week with Scotty V joining us on Tuesday, March 27th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time now, I believe it is for you, for another edition of WGBS TV Live. Look forward to talking with you then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself and Michael Bailey. Thanks for listening into watching WGBS TV Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com.